There are moments in life that feel like our own Gethsemane, moments when the weight is heavy, when the future is uncertain, when the prayer isn't, God, use me, but God, please take this away. The Garden of Gethsemane teaches us that faith is not proven when life is easy. It is revealed when life hurts. Jesus knew the cross was coming. He knew betrayal was near. He knew suffering awaited him. And yet, instead of running, withdrawing, or numbing the pain, he chose to pray. That choice is what makes Gethsemane so powerful. Jesus shows us that pain does not mean God has abandoned us. In fact, sometimes pain is where God meets us most closely. In the garden, Jesus prayed with honesty. He didn't hide his emotions. He didn't pretend strength he didn't feel. He said, Father, if it's possible, let this cup pass from me. That prayer reminds us that it is okay to ask God hard questions. It is okay to admit fear. It is okay to say, this hurts more than I know how to carry. Faith is not suppressing pain. It is bringing pain into God's presence. So many of us try to avoid suffering. We distract ourselves. We harden our hearts. We run from difficult conversations, broken relationships, and unanswered questions. But Gethsemane teaches us another way. Instead of running, we can kneel. Instead of shutting down, we can open up. Instead of pretending we're fine, we can pray honestly. And then there is this moment, maybe the most important moment in the garden, when Jesus says, not my will, but yours be done. This isn't resignation, it's surrender. Surrender doesn't mean God's plan won't hurt. It means we trust him even when it does. In our lives, surrender might look like releasing control when a relationship falls apart. It might look like trusting God when betrayal comes from someone close. It might look like continuing to love when you've been wounded, continuing to obey when the outcome is uncertain, and continuing to walk forward when every part of you wants to turn back. Gethsemane teaches us that obedience is often born in anguish, but it leads to strength. After Jesus prayed, something changed. The pain didn't disappear. The situation didn't change. But he stood up. He moved forward. Prayer didn't remove the suffering. It equipped him to endure it. That's an important lesson for us. Prayer isn't about escaping life's hardest moments. It's about being strengthened to face them with courage and faith. When we pray instead of run, God strengthens our spirit, even if our circumstances remain the same. And then there's betrayal. Jesus' closest followers fell asleep when he asked them to stay and pray. Shortly after, one of his own betrayed him with a kiss. Gethsemane shows us that even righteous people experience abandonment. Even faithful people are disappointed by others. But Jesus wasn't destroyed by betrayal because his foundation was in God, not people. That matters for us. People will fail us. Friends may walk away. Trust may be broken. Expectations may be shattered. If our strength comes only from people, betrayal will devastate us. But if our strength comes from time alone with God, betrayal will not define us. Prayer in Gethsemane prepared Jesus for the betrayal that followed. It anchored him when human support fell away. And it can do the same for us. When we learn to bring our pain to God instead of chasing validation, revenge, or escape, we begin to heal. When we stop asking, why did they hurt me? And start asking, God, how do you want to shape me through this? Transformation begins. Gethsemane also teaches us about solitude. There are seasons when no one can walk the road with us, not because we're unloved, but because the journey is deeply personal. Jesus faced his darkest hour largely alone, but he was never without the Father. When you feel unseen, unheard, or isolated, Gethsemane reminds you that God is still near. Sometimes the silence of others makes space for the voice of God. And finally, Gethsemane teaches us that Suffering is not the end of the story. The garden was preparation, not defeat. Whatever you're facing right now, betrayal, grief, exhaustion, disappointment, it is not wasted. God uses pressure to deepen faith. He uses pain to refine purpose. And he uses surrender to prepare us for what's next. When we choose prayer over panic, obedience over avoidance, trust over fear, we discover that God is faithful, even in the garden. So if you're in your Gethsemane today, don't run. Stay, pray, surrender. Strength is being formed in you, even now. And just like Jesus, you will rise, ready to walk forward in faith.